How's it? Welcome back to the channel. So I had a comment come in wanting me to do some reactionary videos to various different lucid dreaming things or videos and stuff you can find online. And that's been something I've been wanting to do for a very long time. Like I bought my first computer in well over a decade earlier in the year. But one of these specific ideas was to do, some proper reactionary videos like every other YouTuber does, where you play the video, I'm off on the side, I'll pause the video at certain points and talk over it. But yeah, I never figured out how to do that, and I stopped using my computer at all to shoot my videos because, the video quality on it was better than my phone and all that, but I couldn't get my mic to hook up to it properly where it was recording sound, but the sound wouldn't be nearly as crisp and as clear as it is when I'm using it on my phone. And then worst of all though, was half the time the lip sync would get off. So it would start off fine, but then as the video progressed and got longer, my lip sync would get more and more off, and it was just a huge pain in the ass to deal with. So I just stopped using it. I went back to using my phone. So as of now, we're gonna have to just do it off of this, and I'll just have to describe the video to you. But the video I'll be talking about today was the one that was recommended. It's a TED Talk from this guy, Thomas Piso, I think that's how you say his last name, but it's titled, "We Are the Dreamers of Our Lives, Both in Waking and in Sleep." And so the general gist of this video was that you want to make your waking reality a lucid dream. When you are within a dream, right, your thoughts and experiences in the moment are going to influence the world around you, right? You can get stuck in this really reactionary state where, say, if you're scared, in a bad mood, or worried about something, the dream will generally reflect that. And then it can become even a negative feedback loop where you start anticipating the next scary or bad thing that's going to happen. Generally, that next thing does happen. And then it can just progress until it's a full-blown, full-on, horrifying nightmare. But then on the more positive sides of things, right, if you're in a good mood or you're focusing on more positive emotions, right, that will influence the dream around you as well. And then that can become a positive feedback loop. And, on the high end of this, you can reach some really peak, maximum, pure love type of experiences as well. But one of the cool things about being lucid is you get a lot of firsthand experience of seeing how a focused thought or intention shapes the world around you and shapes your experience. And so say even if you are, say you're in a nightmare setting, right? And so you have a couple options, right? One is you could turn around and fight this thing off. The other is, and this is kind of what I'm talking about, although I wanted to say something else about it, but say instead of fighting it off, you turn around and you focus, you change your emotion from fear into acceptance, and you hug this monster. Because really, if you have the belief that everything happening in your mind is internal, you really are just running away from yourself. So there's nothing to run away from. You can't actually get away from it. So then you go over there and then you hug it and you make peace with it. Or you could just kind of ignore it, right, and focus on more positive feelings and thoughts and emotions, and that can just kind of change the dream environment around you and kind of get rid of that monster or demon that's chasing you. And in waking life, it's not much different, right? You could be in a totally fine, good, chill mood, and then something will jog your memory about some crappy past experience, and then all of a sudden, everything will suck, right? But if you can if you can be lucid to the moment or mindful in the moment to see that happening, and this is something that a regular meditation practice will teach you as well. If you can just drop that and put your attention and focus on something else, boom, problem solved, right? They'll fix that issue of you feeling crappy in the moment. And while I do think a proper meditation practice and a lucid dreaming practice, they kind of show you the same thing. One of the cool things about doing it within the lucid dream is that, it really has a big instant effect on it, right? Where you do it in the waking life, you come back to a nice, neutral, normal state, which is all nice and a good skill to have. When you do it within a lucid dream, not only could you get back to baseline, but you could, progress that good feeling and get into that positive feedback loop until you're in some bliss-filled experience. And so it kind of just shows you through your lucid dreaming practice how your thoughts, really influence your experience in the world around you. And then if you were to do that or carry that same perspective out into your waking life, you could make your waking life a reality and have a very positive, influence and control over your waking reality. Anyway, that'll wrap it up. Till the next video, keep your lucid dreaming practice legit. One more thing that Thomas talks about in his TED Talk are the prevailing theories around why we dream, but he doesn't share his points of view or perspectives on it. He just lists them out. So I wasn't going to initially put it in the video, but there's only 4, so I figured I would go through them really quick, share my points of view on it. And spoiler alert, I think they're probably all partially true, or 3 of them at least, because I don't think there's any one reason why we dream. I think it's probably for a multitude of reasons, but nonetheless, here they are. So the first one, brains are like computers. Dreams consolidate our memories and organize thoughts so we can process more information the next day. That seems perfectly reasonable. I could see that being part of the answer. 2, it's about future rehearsal, a safe place for us to practice and test out various scenarios. I can see that being true as well. However, there's some things that I do in my dreams, some natural reactions I have to stuff that I wish I would have more of in my waking life. And there's not much spillover there, so I'm not really sure, maybe my subconscious mind is trying to tell me, hey, stop doing this dumb thing and do this instead. But whatever, I can see that being part of the answer. Three, which is the most popular according to him, is activation synthesis, which was, I think if I remember correctly, first proposed in the 70s. But that's basically the thought that dreams are reactions to random neural firings that our cerebral cortex or frontal lobe has to make sense of and ends up building narratives around. And that one does make sense to me, although I wouldn't really call them random, because I think it'd be stuff that our subconscious mind is bringing up for a reason, right? And then maybe it could kind of come off random and disjointed, and then our frontal lobes will try and put a narrative around it and wrap it all up. And then we have four, which is the more traditional shamanic type views on it, where we're going to some like shared reality or some parallel world where we can interact with spirits and things that are external to us. So that could certainly be possible, right? I'm not saying that's impossible. As of now, I've had this Western mainstream points of view things pounded into my head, so I personally believe that it's all internal to us. But who knows? I leave the door cracked open, and then one of the big feathers in the cap that they got on this old traditional points of views is they've said forever that lucid dreaming was possible, right? Western science couldn't accept it until like the 70s, when it was finally able to be proven true, within a lab setting. But even when it comes to that, like if I say I was born before they proved it was real, or maybe they never proved it was real even to this point, but then if I just had a lucid dream experience where I was conscious in the dream, at that point, whether scientifically they said it was possible or not, I would be a full-on believer because I had that actual direct experience. So, I'm looking for those types of things to happen, like, where, I can actually find some waking life information through some dream or astral state that I can verify later, then prove to myself that that's possible or something like that. That'd be amazing. I'm waiting for the day for that to happen, but it hasn't happened yet. And then personally, how I look at dreams, I do think it's our subconscious mind, like bringing up stuff on purpose that, it or it along with us would like to work through. And then I also think that like lucid dreaming is a natural thing that I bet just about everybody has, at least definitely like back in the old days when people were getting a lot better sleep, right? You're sleeping like 8+ hours a day. You're not totally distracted, right? You probably have a culture that's built more around remembering dreams and things like that. So I think if people were just getting more sleep and paying attention to their dreams more often and having better dream recall, I would imagine just about everybody in the world would have a lucid dream at some point. And so in that case, I think, that being a natural part of the dreaming process, I do think dreams are there and lucid dreams are there for us to start to build a relationship with our subconscious mind. And, also maybe it's there to like to show us the limits of human experience and what's possible. And, also to access, some of this more powerful subconscious, unconscious mind stuff, where there's been all these various discoveries where people, discover things through their dreaming practice. And, then they bring that information out into the real world, and it ends up like making a big impact on waking reality. Nonetheless, those are some of my thoughts. What are yours? And that's it. Until the next video, keep your lucid dreaming practice legit.